Welcome back, everybody.
Ooh, spooky and dynamite intro, Mrs. Lush. Thank you for your contribution to our introductions. Honey, today the team has compiled, in the spirit of this being Halloween week, some things that are from the darker side of the internet. Some eerie, some maybe evil. I'm curious to see what they've come up with, and I know some of you guys watching like some stuff like this. So let's get right into it and see what the devil has in store.
Have you heard of the infamous Codex Gigas, also known as the Devil's Bible? Housed in the National Library of Sweden, the Bible weighs roughly 75 kilograms.
What?
The ink is written on the skin of 160 donkeys. According to the lore, it was written in a single night by a monk who sold his soul. It was written by Herman the Recluse in ancient Czech Republic. The story goes that he broke his monastic vows and was sentenced to be walled up alive. To escape death, he promised to create in one night a book to include all human knowledge. Near midnight, he became so desperate to finish the book, he prayed to Lucifer to help him finish the book. Lucifer offered to finish the book in exchange for his soul. It is estimated that it would take 20 years of non-stop writing to reproduce the book, and that's without the illustrations or embellishments. It is a marvel of the 13th century, and it contains texts on exorcism, medicine, as well as a cryptic calendar. Many say the calendar points out to the Day of Judgment. On the 290th page, there is even a large illustration of the devil himself. The writing inside show no signs of age between each other. This has fueled the belief that it was written in an extremely short time. The pages also contain a specific type of ink and parchment, which suggests an understanding of materials far ahead of the time, only pointing to more evidence of supernatural interference.
So here's the deal. I kind of love stuff like this.
You do?
Yeah, I know you're like, but an additional note, there are no mistakes in the entire book, according to the lore. There's not an ink smudge or a letter character drawn incorrectly, not one mistake in the entirety of the book. So regardless of like whether you believe in the occult and spirits and stuff like that, the lore of it is pretty sweet. Like, how did that come to fruition? I like the pyramids in Egypt. Like, to this day, no one can really figure out how they were able to build something at the scale of the ancient Egyptian pyramids with primitive technologies. Something like this, you know, a little game of telephone over the years. It was written in one night and all these things. You're like, well, maybe that's just how the lore developed.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people believe that it has something to do with the occult. I just think it's really cool from like a historical standpoint. 75 pounds written on sheepskin. One night.
Donkeys.
Oh, donkey skin. Yeah, written on stretched donkey hide. Bro, people just don't have the same tenacity they had back then. Ain't nobody drawing an occult Bible on 75 pounds of donkey hide in one night.
Spell check. We don't know how to spell things, right?
So,
how do they do it by hand?
That not a single ink smudge, not a single misspelling, like all of that is very curious. I feel like today we attribute this to like the occult and stuff, but back then this was just like early doses of ketamine and some schizophrenia. It's probably mostly what went into this. I just love stuff like that.
I could see you being into the history part of it.
Yeah, you know, I
know you're not like
always,
Mr. Supernatural.
No, I am almost always looking for a rational explanation for why things exist. And I think that human imaginations are very creative. So when you have something that happened hundreds of years ago, how do we know it was written in one night? Sure, maybe they told people that because it was like became this like
because it was written in a short period of time, maybe, but a night.
Or alternatively, it was written by Satan. One of the two. There's no in between. It's either one or the other. The pre-pandemic song release date, 2013. It's going to be one of those weird predictions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's weird. No, like, so here's the deal. That's weird. 2020 specifically, to mention coronavirus, like...
That's if you believe that it was written in 2013 with those exact lyrics.
There's obviously can be proof of when that song was released, like...
Sure.
You know what I mean? What was it called? Dr. Creep?
You can change lyrics, can't you?
So that
and
rappers...
also the other thing is, too, you can make yourself hear something.
Okay, I feel like that was pretty obvious. But you could also, like, so there's no... So those lyrics had to have been released for years leading up to it. And I don't think there was some sort of revisionist that went around and changed everything the second it happened. A coronavirus isn't something that was new in 2020.
It's true, but like how many people had really heard of it?
That's what I mean. That's what I think. It just is a wildly bizarre coincidence. Has to be. Unless maybe he read some pages of the first pagan book that was written by the devil and he became prophetic. Anytime there's a coincidence, people love to make it into a conspiracy.
And I love to dispel them.
And you love to just think everything's a coincidence.
But I don't have access to the Google right now like you do, so I'm just gonna shut up because I got nothing to say.
You're allowed to have an opinion. Did you
I
have
believe
something?
nothing.
Yeah, my wife literally thinks that literally everything is a coincidence. There's no such thing as conspiracies.
No, that's not true. I think that particularly, there's something to it. Come on.
Like, you think someone did something on purpose to make it sound...
Yeah, something. I don't know.
Hey, you believe what you want. I'm going to stick with the conspirators. Well, bubonic plague facts. My favorite.
Gosh, that was a long time ago.
The epidemic, I love that they say unalived. 30 to 50% of the entire population of Europe. Can you imagine that? That is crazy. Victims usually pass away between 2 to 7 days after being infected. Sheep too. 30 to 50%.
This was so long ago.
During the Black Death, incoming ships were forced to wait 40 days. Is the Black Death part of the bubonic plague? I'm getting my plagues mixed up here.
I don't know, is that another name for it, maybe? Yeah.
Probably. Ships were forced to wait 40 days to prevent possible infection. Oh, the ships had to quarantine. It's almost like we've... Oh, yeah. And the Italian word for 40, quaranta,
is where we get
the word quarantine. That actually is an interesting fact I didn't know.
That sounds very factual.
That does. An estimated 10% of Europeans are immune to HIV infections because they have an ancestor that survived the bubonic plague. What does the plague have to do with HIV? That one seems a little suspect. I mean, I'll trust you, random Instagram AI account, but
you should.
But yeah,
you gonna take your chances on that?
Yeah.
Oh, you're immune.
Medieval Pope Greg IX considered cats to be the incarnation of Satan, leading to the mass killing of cats, which in turn caused the rat population to swell, which quickened the spread of the Black Plague. That I could believe. Okay. Leave it to like old rulers to just believe some weird shit that makes them kill cats.
How is that different from nowadays? You just believe random shit like that? Like, people come up with all kinds of theories like that nowadays.
I feel like there are some older traditions that are a little more crazy. I feel like we swung back and things started to be a little more pragmatic and reasonable, and then the internet happened, and now we're swung the other way to where literally every single world event or anything that happens is now turned into like 60, 40-page threads of the conspiracy of how it leads back to the government or to Pizzagate or to say or like Russian collude. Like there's just everything.
Is Pizzagate a real thing?
Pizzagate? Do you even know what it's referring to?
No, that's what I'm asking you.
It's funny. Yeah, I mean it's Pizzagate. It's a real thing in the sense that it's a conspiracy. Okay. During the Black Death in England, doctors would cut open pigeons from breast to back, break them open, and apply them to buboes to stop. Jesus. Bathing was discouraged during the Black Death because it made the spread of the disease even worse. Is that just because there was just no sanitation, probably?
Maybe,
and,
yeah.
We take for granted water sanitation and how far that's come. Oh, I was going to ask when it was that long ago, 1347, and returned every generation with different degrees of intensity and fatality until the 1700s, and then Pfizer released a vaccine. There is a form of the Black Plague called the Bubonic Plague, and it had a 100% death rate and killed in 24 hours. I love the old school. So this is like a style that has been co-opted into like modern day horror, like video game stuff. But this bubonic Black Plague era, like doctor's mask, that was like their version of like the N95.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Like that was what the medicine givers, they wore that. It is so creepy in hindsight. The only reason I believe this is real is because no mom would move a sleeping newborn for no reason. Or we get some creepy ghost. Oh, and now you can see the pillow denting in. I mean, not for nothing, but I can literally see the artifacts in the video from editing. So it's like, yeah. It's like all you have to do is make it look like a Ring camera or a security camera. And the best part of all that is, when it is a security camera, the quality of it is so to begin with, you can just edit it and it hides the artifacts because it's already quality. Yeah. Every UFO and like alien sighting is all like 150p like potato grain. It's like, when can we get some 4K recordings of a UFO, please? It's 2024. There's literally footage of everything you can imagine. So all you UFO hunters out there, someone just get like a 4K shot. We have like 500mm lenses that can like see the moon in high detail. You can't get a decent looking photo of a UFO? Absolute plebs.
Spiders, of course.
Oh, this is gonna be
this is gonna ruin Leon's life. Oh, swarmed by spiders deep underground.
Can you see them?
I'm dying.
Blech.
I'm dying.
Hopefully you can see that. But they are everywhere. Oh, I think I'm gonna get out of this pit.
Yeah, maybe.
See them coming up.
Maybe
on the walls.
Maybe that's a good start, just to get the.
They are everywhere.
Let's see what I can do.
God, it's like the hair on my neck is screaming out the back of my fucking skull.
This is a very
makes me very
tight spot,
excited.
and I'm not sure how well that can be seen, but I'm gonna try to reflect off my glove, get through here with a certain amount of patience.
I'm more claustrophobic than anything watching
Yes.
this. Jeez Louise.
Yes.
Rocks
You're
are
stuck.
sharper in this direction, so that means I'm gonna have a real significant problem getting out of here.
Oh my god.
Just this one exact spot.
I don't like
said
spiders,
this
but
here?
that claustrophobia is getting me more than anything. I'm serious.
No, for sure. That is a thing. People. Okay, first of all, a couple words on this. In all of the things you can get into in your life, exploring underground caves is maybe the last thing I would want to do.
Yeah.
I can understand the appeal of like undiscovered places, but the second I'm unable to stand up inside the cave, I'm going back. Like some of these dudes, they'll like crawl and like go vertical, and like at some point you're just gonna get stuck. Like what do you have to just crawl out backwards? I can't think of a worse way to die than in a crawl space in a cave surrounded by spiders. It's like
That's it for you?
That's max fear. Ugh. The serial snuggler. In Louisiana, a man dubbed the serial snuggler has been sentenced to community service for breaking into apartments to cuddle sleeping women. Sounds like a nice guy. There are no injuries in at least 12 incidents around Louisiana State University, the Baton Rouge Advocates reported Friday. The snuggler helped himself to food such as beer and pizza and made nachos in one instance, folded clothes and crawled into one woman's bed to rub her stomach. The judge Wednesday noted former LSU student Steve Danos led a commendable life before starting his notorious crime spree and sentenced him to a 12-year suspended sentence, 5 years probo, 200 hours of community service, and regular drug tests. If you're like glass half full type of person, it's like much better story than like serial killer.
No, yeah,
you know?
sure, but no.
But also, it's just so unusual and so weird. That's why it's creepy. Like, it's not horrific like you would think of, like, you know, like a Ted Bundy type. It's just very creepy and strange. Just have a little pizza and just crawl on the bell. That's stuck in my head. That's weird, man. Drugs, maybe? I don't know. He said
It
he
says
let
something
it.
about regular drug tests, so.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe some bath salts turn you into a serial snuggler.
Bizarre characters and unsettling footage, Dolphin Muzzle. Dolphin Muzzle was a video posted originally by North Fur over 15 years ago on December 30th, 2007.
Love
now,
that.
unfortunately, I wasn't able
That was like prime time, early viral where like something like this would send people into a frenzy. You know?
For real?
Yeah, now you see like this, it's like, oh, cool, prosthetic costume, and like, but 07 was like the beginning of like video sharing. Like your aunt might send you this in an email or something, you know what I mean? I tell you, it was early YouTube. Like a year before I started uploading video covers.
Damn.
to find the original video with any sound on it. The only thing I could really find that was close was this very short clip that I'll try to play right now that actually has some original sound.
Make a sound.
Hello, this is the Dolphin Prosthetic Head.
Definitely the most realistic furry I've ever seen to date in 2022. So if I seen this guy swimming out in the ocean, dude, I would be freaked out. I would literally think this is like a merman type of thing, you know what I mean?
Huh. That's so common now. It's like it doesn't even hit. But like in 2007, people would be weirded out by that.
How long could you survive alone in the forest?
Not
For
long.
Christopher Knight, it was
I was
nearly
just saying, let me answer that question for you.
Less
37,
than 24 hours.
37 seconds from my wife.
Yeah.
How long can you survive being in the same vicinity as a single insect? 8 seconds. You should see her when a bee comes around.
See you when the spider comes around.
Christopher Knight.
Wait.
It was nearly 3 decades.
Someone survived in the forest.
Hidden deep in the Maine wilderness, Christopher Knight became a legend.
Maine.
Known as the North Pond Hermit, he vanished from society at
That's a good place
age
to do
20.
it.
For 27 years, he survived by stealing food and supplies from nearby cabins.
Oh.
His silent presence haunted the locals. Despite numerous attempts, he evaded capture until 2013. When finally caught, he admitted to over 1,000 burglaries. Knight's story is not just one of survival, but a quest for solitude. What drove him to such extreme isolation?
Mental illness.
Perhaps we'll never truly know,
Yeah.
but his tale will forever intrigue and mystify. Who is the North Pond Hermit to you? A hermit, a thief, or something more?
A legend. I actually remember when that story broke because it was close to.
You
it was
do?
From, yeah,
You
because it was
remember
from. I do. I don't know why I remember that, but I just thought it was very strange. This dude was literally just subsisting off the land and kind of like roaming around stealing stuff. So context for this video, it was uploaded almost 14 years ago with no context of what the thing inside the video actually is. That's from the team. Oh my god. Yeah, 13 years ago. 1.4.
Mulai kan sudah mulai ditangkap sudah. Menaik kalap itu. Oh, udah kemudian pasolek tapi oh naik ya pada kap sekolah. Gumingau dulu pasolek.
I love just old.
This one kilo pada kap sekolah.
I love how we all came from the same exact video. I can't stop winning. Oh, that's not where we came from, I'll tell you that right now. Bro is literally just vibing. Why are you trying to check him?
One of the comments down there said, man, I miss the days when you'd like spend hours just on creepy low-res YouTube videos,
Yes.
which is basically what you was to.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, back when it
maybe
was.
that was a thing back then, and I'm
Oh,
just...
it was. Yeah. Mrs. Lush is she wasn't around for the deep internet weird lore before.
No.
She just
I'm sorry, I
became
was
fully
into
desensitized.
AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah. She was busy flirting with boys on AOL in 8th grade.
Delicious eggs full of my food.
This has got to be AI, right? Oh yeah, I love these.
Hey, Grandma, look at this. What's happening? Grandma, look at this.
What are you doing? Come and dance with us. You look sick. Is everything fine?
Dude, this is.
Bro, I know you. You are synthetic pink. Are you okay, man? Man?
What's Megs?
Are you okay, man?
Oh god. So this, I see stuff like this off and on.
What?
Yeah. AI videos are getting a little weird, man. I don't know the inputs you need to do, but like I've seen people on Twitter who are like, oh, I took my vacation footage and turned it into an AI video.
Yep.
And it will take like several different pieces of vacation footage and AI will be used to like transition from one scene to the next. And it's all a little bit creepy. But again, I've said this a million times, but we're still in inning 1 of this. It's gonna be bad news. Old lady with a knife seen on a doorbell cam in the middle of the night. That would be kind of creepy. Not if you just like, you know, sometimes you get activated when the camera, or at least I get notified when the camera sees something. If you just wake up and see a notification and you pull up your thing and it has this archive footage, it just has dementia. She's just lost.
Sundowning.
She's looking for the kitchen. Who?
Sundowning?
What's that?
You haven't heard of that? It's with dementia.
Sundowning is a dementia thing?
Yeah, dementia, Alzheimer's thing where
People
you
just
kind
like leave and get lost, or?
No, you just get a little extra thrown off in the evening hours.
Oh, so it's more about the time of day.
Yes.
Okay.
That's when people tend to get the most
Disoriented's a good word for it.
yeah, that's a great word for it. Thank you.
Yeah, disoriented, yeah. Skeletal cancer, oh my god. Either that or they took a bullet from an M2. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that to me feels like they took a large caliber gunshot from the other side of the head.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, well, it does actually with the creepy crawly stuff. Skeletal cancer, huh? Is that a common thing? Like bone, I guess bone cancer that happens. Yeah. Cancer can basically affect any organ in your body, technically, right? Yeah. Baby owl's gift. Oh no, not like a creepy crawl speed.
Really? That got you? I'm thrilled.
That is
I'm
not
thrilled right now.
no chance that's what baby owls look like. Is this for real? This is the creepiest video so far. It's not even close.
Really? Worse
They
than the
look like
spiders?
the Black Death doctors. No, the spider one was worse. If you ever seen an owl without feathers, it's very creepy, dude.
I think it's hilarious.
Look at this thing. Oh my god. So yeah, I guess that does make sense. They are
Creepier
look
than a hairless cat.
Yeah. Look at the wang on that thing. Have you ever heard of the elephant's foot?
No.
It's like one of the landmarks from the Chernobyl meltdown. It's a nickname given to a large mass of corium and other deadly materials formed underneath the Chernobyl nuclear power plant after the disaster in 1886. I'm sure there's some actual footage of it. Oh,
Did I say
dude.
1986?
No, I'm sorry. That's what I meant.
Oh.
Did I say 1886?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. There it is.
I
Just
was also born in 1986.
the year of the Chernobyl meltdown. Just
Do I not need to maybe inform people?
the amount of heat and radiation and just melting. Fusion is truly incredible. That is sketchy. So if you go down to I think the Elephant's Foot's considered kind of like the ground zero of the meltdown. And there's definitely, I would imagine after the fact, like people that went and didn't realize how dangerous it still was as they're trying to, document and research what happened, that probably went on to die viciously. Even today, it's like uninhabitable, I believe, right? Like 40 years later. One may certainly visit the Chernobyl area, including even the exclusion zone, which is 30-kilometer radius surrounding the plant, all of whose reactors are now closed. But with very low radiation levels similar to those on a transatlantic flight, but is subject to very strict regulations, it is only possible to visit the exclusion zone with an official Chernobyl guide. I'd be curious if you actually went into... I don't know. Sitting and smiling. There's a channel dedicated to a man silently sitting and smiling at the camera for hours on end. But at this timestamp, a burglar tries to enter his apartment, but the man is unfazed and continues to sit silently, which makes it all the more bizarre. Streamed 9 years ago, 8.5 million views. Benjamin Bennett.
I'm not going to sit here and watch him stare at the camera for hours. I'm
4
gonna tell you
hours?
right now.
4 hours. Lock in, guys.
Ugh.
Lock in. We got 4 hours for this one. They say 2:36. Yeah, you can see it. Some real deep meditation. It's like early Mr. B.
What?
I mean, calling that a burglary attempt's a little aggressive.
Right? Like,
It's like a roommate.
person who lives upstairs.
That's what I mean. Like, that is not what I'd call a burglary attempt, but okay. Still kind of weird. I'm curious what the lore is and if he like makes current
July
videos to this day.
31st, 2022, user Georgia Ramirez was arriving home one night with her son when her Ring doorbell camera captured something horrifying.
Go shower really fast. I need you to go shower.
A man was following them home and attempts to open the door with a sinister look in his eyes.
What's that?
Yeah. Luckily, I locked it before he attempted to open it. Yeah, that guy's not looking for
Who
a
is
pint
that?
of
Get out
sugar.
of here!
He can also be seen hiding something behind him.
Get out of here! There's a guy outside. Look.
The police was called and the man was left alone after his family explains he just has mental problems.
Okay.
He poses no harm to Jojo and her son. It's left to wonder, would things turn out the same way if the door was left open for
I don't. That's one of those things you don't want to know. You don't want to know. Jamie's like, nah, he's fine. He just likes to stalk people home and try to open their door after they get home.
yeah, that's harmless.
Okay. Okay, whatever you say, family. In 2006, a med student, Brian Schaefer, went to a bar with friends to celebrate spring break. He got separated and they assumed he went home. Days later, he was reported missing. When reviewing surveillance footage, he was never seen leaving the bar and he's still missing. Captured Brian briefly talking to two women near the bar entrance before 2 a.m., then walking off screen with no further evidence of him leaving. His disappearance is baffling as there's no other public exits from the bar at the time. That just sounds like some bit of foul play. Maybe you owed somebody in the bar a little bit of money, get whacked in the back by the mob, and then you leave in a suitcase. You know what I'm saying? He left somehow, or he's in the walls somewhere.
I'm going to go ahead and say probably not.
Not in the walls?
It said there's no public exit. Okay.
Yeah, all right. You can't go
You
like
can go
down
out
to the
staff
basement.
exit? Like,
Oh,
you're not allowed to use that door? Okay.
Not only that, but like, there's probably windows you can get thrown out of. You know what I mean? Like, something. Oh my God. That is violently creepy. More creepy than any Halloween costume today. What the hell, dude?
Well, guess I know what we're going to be this year.
I was going to say, like, this, like, imagine you show up to a party wearing this joint right here on the right.
I think we should actually go trick-or-treating like that.
We'd get
with all the children.
We'd get arrested probably. Yeah, honestly.
I mean, you're creepy at baseline, so you definitely would.
Like an elephant tusk over here. These are like really well-made masks too. That couldn't have been the norm. That has to be some sort of like circus.
The 1920s, dude.
Traveling circus. The flapper era. All right, last one. Dementia over time. Oh, I don't like this.
I don't either.
This is
I
going to
don't
be
think we
me.
should do this. No, don't do this.
This is, it's an artist with dementia. Huh. He was an artist that had Alzheimer's and he was doing self-portraits throughout I mean, yeah, that is what happens when your brain synapses stop firing. talking to each other. Kind of just creepy and interesting at the same time. Well, one thing I learned today is that the bubonic plague is also known as the Black Death, and that if you
don't want to get caught in a spider cave.
Oh, the spider cave, yeah. And that two of my fears, claustrophobia in an underground cave and spiders coming together, make the hair on the back of my neck shoot directly to the moon. But have a good rest of the Halloween week. Hope you got some cool costumes, because if you check our Instagram, you'll see ours, and they were pretty cool. See you soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.